So year 7, what we're now going to do is we're going to start using Pearl to analyse some literature. Now, when we did English language last term, you were used to using P and point, evidence, analyse. And now we're doing literature, analysing poetry. We're going to move to a different acronym, which is Pearl. Now, the first 3 letters mean the same thing. So Pearl stands for point, evidence, analyse, reader reaction, and link to the writer's intentions. So as you can see, when we analyse literature, we actually analyse it in a lot more detail. And whether as you did P sentences when we were doing language last term, for literature, which is studying poems and whole novels, we will be using Pearl paragraphs. So this is an example of a good Pearl paragraph. And what I've done is I've colour-coded the different aspects. And if you look in the little yellow box, you can see the key. So you're used to using point, evidence, analyse. So this poem, my point is this poem is about making decisions. Then I've got my evidence. For example, the poem begins with 2 paths diverged. Then I move to my analysis, which immediately suggests that the poem is about options. The word 2 is interesting because it makes it seem as if the decision should be simple. And then I move to my reader reaction. So the reader might feel as if they should also be able to make decisions easily. So in that bit there, I'm putting what the reader might feel, imagine, or think about the quote that I've just been analysing. And then we link to the writer's intentions. Now, for some topics, that might be to do with the real life history behind when the book was written. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to think about why might the writer have written this. Now, I'm going to use the word perhaps in my link to the writer's intentions because I don't know. I don't know Robert Frost. I don't know why he decided to write The Red Dress Taken. So I put this perhaps demonstrates that the writer wants the reader to consider the importance of their own choices in life. Now, those different colours show you the different aspects. Now, what I want you to bear in mind really, really strongly is that you haven't had a go at writing Pearl paragraphs very often at all for some of you. And that this is about having a go. And this is about first attempts. I'm not expecting you to write grade 9 GCSE Pearl paragraphs. But what I am doing, I'm going to expect you to have a go. Now, what you will find is on the next slide, it's going to ask you to have a go at writing 2 of your own Pearl paragraphs. So your point, I would like you to use the same point for each of those Pearl paragraphs. So your point for each one will be, this poem is about making decisions. Now, the annotation you've already done in your poem has already enabled you to pick out words and phrases that talk about making decisions. Some of you have already started annotating why you think your quote shows something to do with decision making. So I would like you to use what you've already done to help you. I'd like you to use this slide to help you for the example. And if you feel that you need to, use the sentence starters on the next slide to start you off for your Pearl paragraphs. It might be tricky, you might get stuck. But what I would like you to do is have a go, okay? That's the most important thing. If you have a go and get it all horribly wrong, that doesn't really matter because I know then how best to help you. But I will be upset if people don't have a go at it at all.